Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for this press conference at the start of another historic National Arts Festival in 2021. If everybody could please turn on their videos and we will essentially start with our press conference. Apologies for being a little late this morning, but we are here and we are ready to go. We have a group of folks with us this morning who have been long-term supporters and sponsors of the National Arts Festival, and we are so thrilled to welcome them here with us today. I am Monica Newton, CEO of the National Arts Festival, and we join you once again at a time where the festival has had to, with very short amount of time, pivot once again into an online platform. This is due obviously to the contextual situations of the coronavirus pandemic, which continues to sweep across the country. But we are here and we are continuing with our festival, and thank you so much for joining us today. Just some housekeeping rules. We are going to follow the order of proceedings. And then essentially media, please interact with us through the Q&A box. I will be directing questions then to our panelists. And obviously after that, we can also do a live Q&A if that's what everybody would like. We've scheduled about 15 minutes for this. Please note that two of our panelists may be joining us a little bit late. Obviously, the pressing diaries of everybody on a Thursday morning, but we're hopeful that DG of Department of Sport, Arts and Culture will join us, and of course, Desiree Pooe from long-term sponsor Standard Bank. So welcome everybody, and I will hand over to our chairperson of the National Arts Festival, Ayanda Mjekula.
A very good morning to you all, and thank you for your presence this morning. Let me begin by thanking our sponsors for this year's festival. Perhaps not only for this year, but historically they have been supportive of the festival. Namely, the Eastern Cape Province, Standard Bank, who have grown with us to midlife, the Department of Sports, Art and Culture, the National Lottery Commission, Sarah Bartman District Municipality, the Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Agency, Business and Arts South Africa. We also acknowledge our host city, Makhanda, and the Makhanda municipality. Once more, I wish to thank you most profusely by standing by the artists of this country and not necessarily the National Arts Festival, which is only a catalyst in this process. I say that because just over 60% of all sponsorship funds received is distributed to artists and supporting industries. Last year, I said the festival was historic because it was online and would be unable to contribute significantly to the geographic domestic product of the city and the province. We thought that 2020 was an aberration. For the 2021 edition, we planned on a hybrid between online and in-person. However, 2 weeks put paid to that plan, and we now are only talking about online again. Last year, we also thought that the Makhanda municipality will be afforded the opportunity to catch up on its infrastructure challenges. But that work remains incomplete. In a perverse sort of way, COVID-19 is giving us a reprieve for the council to hopefully fully address the infrastructure challenges. Our plans in the medium term include a festival that does not span only 11 days, but continues throughout the year in one form or the other. This would help with the stability of the livelihoods of our artists. In that planning, and when we appraise the preceding festival and planning for the next festival, we must not include a debate, Mayor Mphalwa, about the suitability of Makhanda as the host city. I think I will end it there because I could speak the whole day on our ambitions and the state of the arts and the artists in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ayanda Mjekula, Chairperson of the National Arts Festival. And now we move in our program to someone who needs no introduction at all and who is one of our greatest champions, MEC Fezeka Nkomonye. Thank you so much for joining us today. You and your team are such an important part of the festival, and we are so glad that you could be with us today and share your wisdom and your words, and of course the message from the Eastern Cape Province.
Good morning, Monica, and good morning to the chairperson of the board, Mr. Mjekula. Good morning to the mayor of Makhanda municipality, Honorable Mphalwa. Good morning to the CEO of ECPTA, Mr. Dayimani, and good morning to the members of the media. Good morning also to the artists and all the creatives that are viewing us in this media briefing as it is flighted in the social media platforms. As government of the Eastern Cape, we are proud to be once again great partners with the National Arts Festival and other sponsors in ensuring that the 47th edition of the National Arts Festival becomes a success and does not fall short of being an amazing festival as it has always been in the past years. I couldn't agree more with the chairperson of the board, Mr. Mjekula, to say there was a lot of thinking that we had in the year 2020 when we had our 100% virtual festival for the first time in the province because of COVID-19. And we were hoping that this year we will have a hybrid and have the feel of the cold of the city of Makhanda around this time and bump into a lot of people that would have converged into that historical small town. However, we are ready and we are pleased that once again, we are utilizing the fourth industrial revolution in order to ensure that we give a platform, particularly to the artists of this province as well as the nation, to showcase their craft as well as their performances in the 47th edition of the National Arts Festival. The Premier of the province last year in his State of the Province address indicated that as the sixth administration, one of our main focuses would be to ensure that we diversify our economy in the province. And we all agreed that one way of doing that is ensuring that we invest much more in the creative industry. And there is no better way to start that the implementation of that resolution by ensuring that we fund the National Arts Festival on a yearly basis. We do so because we understand that there's a whole lot of talent in this province. If you are to look at the producers, the most talented film producers, the most talented script writers, the most talented actors and actresses come from the province of the Eastern Cape. And if you are to benchmark all the other provinces with us in terms of the musicians we produce and the level or standard of the quality of the music that they produce, you can't look any further than the Eastern Cape. So the National Arts Festival is a platform wherein we allow those that have made it in the sector to come back to the province and mentor those that are still up and coming. We are proud also that this year more than 250 artists will be given a platform to showcase what they are good at, showcase their creatives. And this we are doing in a bid to ensure that the entire value chain of the creative sector is developed in the province. We have also in the past, working with the National Arts Festival, ensured that throughout the province, there are smaller festivals that feed into this National Arts Festival so that we do not leave out anyone in the province. We know and we are certain that we are in the correct trajectory in ensuring that we move from the relief state to the recovery in terms of the economy. We are heading to the call that was made by the President of the Republic late last year, pleading all of us in all our sectors to ensure that we turn the tide and revive the economy. So this is one way as the sector and as the province of the Eastern Cape, we are ensuring that there is recovery in the province. Ms. Monica, I am certain that the next 11 days will be pretty much amazing because I have made a turn in the Ant Brand art gallery that is situated here in East London and have seen the work of the fine art that is displayed in that art gallery. And I can tell you now that visitors have started flocking into the gallery, albeit that there's limited numbers because of COVID-19. We want to encourage all the people of this province to sit back and relax and enjoy the festivities that will be brought about by these 11 days of the National Arts Festival. And the festivities would be ranging from music, film, a literature festival, Fingo Fest, and many others that I would not have mentioned. We are pleased that we will be seeing in the next few days children of the soil performing and making a living out of the exposure that would have been given by the National Arts Festival. We have started the discussions as to how we can better the spread of the proceeds of this arts festival and ensure that the arts festival is not only felt in Sarapatman and Makhanda, it trickles down to other parts of the province. With those few words, we are more than certain that this festival, even this year, is going to be successful, and our crafters are going to be exposed to the international market, to the e-commerce or their craft work being sold in the e-platform. And we truly appreciate the work that has been done by the team, the National Arts Festival team and the government officials in ensuring that once the president made the pronouncement that there'll be no gatherings, you moved swiftly in ensuring that we have 100% virtual festival and we are certain that it's going to be successful. With those few words, we remain committed as the government of the Eastern Cape in the arts sector and want to ensure all the artists that we will continue to do whatever is in our means to support them through this difficult time, but also ensure that we entertain all the citizens, not only of the province, but also international patrons. Thank you so much for this time.
Thank you very much, MEC. And as always, wise words, inspirational words, and there was a call to action. I remember at a briefing session last year, you asked the National Arts Festival, what are you doing for the artists of the Eastern Cape? And we believe that we are making strides, but of course there's always more that can be done. We are so pleased to have so many wonderful acts from the Eastern Cape on the program, and there is no doubt that the Eastern Cape is loud and proud and present at the National Arts Festival. Now, one of the other long-term partners of the festival is the Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Agency, who are so important to promoting the Eastern Cape as a destination. And we're very pleased to have CEO Vuyani Dayimani with us today. And we are always thrilled when the tourism agency joins us, because it really is about the joint efforts that we all make to make sure that the Eastern Cape is the preferred destination of both local and international visitors. And thank you for sticking with the festival, even as we've gone online. So your words, please.
Good morning. Thank you, Marika. The Honorable MEC, the Executive Mayor, the Chair of the Foundation, the CEO of the Foundation. Good morning, and to all colleagues in the media fraternity. I think our job is very simple because the MEC has spoken. So from an executive point of view, that protocol is clear. We are an entity of the Department of Economic Development and Environmental Affairs and Tourism in the province, led by MEC Mphalwa. So we are clear on what we're supposed to be achieving today. I think one of the issues that made us to be associated with this platform is the iconic status that the Arts Festival has enjoyed over 40 years. I mean, for you to be able to achieve that resilience, you should be able to adapt, adjust. And when COVID hit us, it is no wonder that the National Arts Festival was able to adapt and be able to weather the storms. And here we are today. So the hybrid approach is providing us that opportunity, but also from a tourism point of view, it has given us an opportunity to penetrate markets ordinarily that you will not be able to do if it were physical. So the opportunity of COVID is providing us with an opportunity to whet people's appetites about what the Eastern Cape offers. I mean, to even countries ordinarily that will not be able to go to. We saw what was happening last year in terms of the following that we're getting, the arts festivals, to be specific, from countries like France, Australia, which were not necessarily, markets ordinarily that would see, joining the festival. So we're excited about that opportunity. So we'll use this opportunity of the COVID, and sharpen our pencils, ensure that we're able to, to prepare, package our product offering so that when the opportunity to travel presents itself again, we're able to do that in a more vigorous way. But in terms of numbers, because for us tourism, this is a numbers game. So if over the years before COVID, we're able to see traffic of about 200,000 people over 11 days flocking in there. So you would not ask for anything better than that. If you look at the contribution to the GDP, which is what the chair also mentioned, 377 million, that is significant. So it's something that we would not discount. We know that you are going to miss the physical meetings. The MEC has already spoken to this in terms of the warmth, the coffees. At some point, I was tempted to wear my coat and my hat, just in a symbolic way that I'm in Makhanda. So it would have been a beautiful engagement that we know. But also the other thing that probably I would like to share with everybody around, without the National Festival physically meeting, it doesn't mean that the tourism has closed. There are still things that you can still do. We know that as part of the itinerary that we'll have set up when planning for the festival, the National Arts Festival, you would have included in your itinerary other things that you like to do when you're around here. So those things are still there. So you may not be going physically to Makhanda as the National Festival, but there's still something to do. If you still want to surf at Jeffreys Bay, it's still open. So there's a bit that we can still do. If you still want to watch the dolphins, you are the dolphin capital of the world. So you can still go there at Cllr Heights, still available, still open. But again, if you want to enjoy the safari experience, the Sarah Baartman district provides that. It's our capital when it comes to the safari experience. So at this time, with all the other issues in the equation, we are getting discounted rates in terms of the safari. So you can still do that. We know that schools are closed, the kids are around. Take the opportunity of going out with them to those facilities at discounted rates, and they're available for you to enjoy. I know that if you want to enjoy your carol, the succulent lamb, you can't not enjoy it outside your harem. They're still available. So if you're a meat lover, the succulent carol steak is available for you. So all these things packaged in a way, they're an appetizer to make you, whilst you are missing the festival itself, but there's still connection of what you can do. We are very grateful to the decision of the National Festival over the years, with all the challenges that the chair referred to earlier on, to remain in the province. The role that the National Festival, with all the stats and the numbers that are provided, and the opportunity of linking the Arts Festival as part of the tourism itinerary, the role and the contribution it provides is undeniable. So we are very grateful for that decision. With all the challenges, with all the commitments, you remain faithful for 40 years to remain in the Eastern Cape. In closing, on our side, it's our hope that at some point we're going to be able to weather the storm. We're going to, as the introductory remarks were made, we'll be able to meet physically and do what we do best. And all these things without the warmth and the hospitality of the Eastern Cape people, you will still miss that. I could go on reviews that we get from people, Maryland, Massachusetts. You'll find them in Vancouver. They're all reflecting what they would be missing by not being able to come. Some were first-time individuals coming to the festival 2 years back, but the adrenaline and the attraction of what the Eastern Cape offers, the bug is still, catching up with them. They still want to come back. So what the warmth and the hospitality of the Eastern Cape people has offered those individuals, it makes them to want to come back. So we hope that in a few years' time, in months to come, we'll be able to do what we do best. So just saying, the Eastern Cape is yours to explore. Enjoy it virtually for now, but the time is going to come where you are going to touch what you miss. With those words, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And again, for those words of hope, and of course, an invitation to everybody to continue to enjoy what this incredible province has to offer. I'm new, so I'm definitely finding new ways of going to the beach and figuring out what's available in the surrounds in Sarah Baartman, and I'm really enjoying living here. So thank you so much, sir. And now our long-term sponsor, Standard Bank, Ms. Desiree Pooe, the head of sponsorships, joins us. The bank has had a long and special relationship with the National Arts Festival. They have seen us through good times and hard times and tough times, and 2020 and 2021 have proven that they are partners to be counted on. And we thank them, we love them, and welcome, Des. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Morning, Monica. Thank you so very much for that warm welcome. And if I may start by observing protocol and acknowledge my fellow panelists that are on the line. I will start with our chairman of the board of the National Arts Festival, Ayanda Mjekula, acknowledging the Director General of the National Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Mr. Mzukisi, and of course, to recognize Ms. Fezeka Nkomonye, who is our MEC for the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in the Eastern Cape, and to just acknowledge the nostalgia that Mr. Vuyani Dayimani, who is the CEO of the Eastern Cape Tourism, has it reminded me of the period that we spent in Makhanda during the National Arts Festival, and of course, Mayor of Makhanda Municipality, Mr. Mzukisi Mphalwa. And I end by acknowledging and thanking so very much our very important stakeholders, members of the media, who continue to help us inform the public and excite them with the fair of and the assortment of productions that we have on this year's edition of the National Arts Festival. Quite surprising for us. I think we had expected that we would be physically in Makhanda, experiencing the hospitality of Makhanda, and of course, indulging in that famous blue wine that we get served at the Standard Bank Jazz Festival. But alas, we are here. That is a testimony of the work that yourselves, Monica, and your team have done to ensure that we still continue to serve the arts fraternity and present more than 250 productions each year. We had hoped to be there physically in some parts, but our plans were dealt, well, I won't call it a blow, they were dealt a challenge, but so is the resilience and the lessons learned from last year's festival that you were able to turn around what was meant to be a hybrid festival and deliver it in a virtual format at such pace that a lot of us, have remained in awe of the ability of the festival to really reimagine. I think, if ever there was a testament of what our brand promise as Standard Bank is, of finding new ways, this is really it. We continue to live that it can be, and there is no greater testament. Monica, you mentioned and acknowledged the long-term partnership that we have had with the National Arts Festival. It goes back more than four decades, actually. And in that time, we have seen the rise of South African talent in the various spaces. It is not a relationship that we take for granted. It is an acknowledgement of the quality and the professionalism the National Arts Festival and the resilience of the artists, the technicians, and everyone in the background who has made sure that the level of production and the quality of production remains the same, if it is not improved, because there have been some improvements as we moved or navigated from a physical format to a virtual format. It has been great to experience it, and we really count our blessings at this time in the economy, and at this time in the middle of a pandemic, we are still able to continue to support the arts through the National Arts Festival. Thank you for the long-term partnership that was last year recognized by Business and Arts South Africa, for which we were awarded. I think if ever there is an acknowledgement of one's investment in the arts, it would be one that comes from the Business and Arts South Africa. Thank you for doing your part to ensure that we continue to partner and deliver to the arts fraternity what we have been able to deliver. I would like to just take a moment to reflect on the lineup, very stellar lineup talent that we have at this year's festival. I'm so excited. I so wish that I was also in Makhanda in my coat and gloves and blue wine, that I would experience it firsthand. But here we are, and thanks to technology, we're able to experience it in a different way. What is really delightful for us to see is, especially in the jazz space, where we are proud to see the sheer number of Standard Bank Young Artist Award winners participate in one way or another, either through Nduduzo Makatin's conductorship of this year's Standard Bank Teachers Band. I think he is another alumni of the Standard Bank Young Artist Award who has performed at global stages and is preparing to nurture the next group of talent, which we expect that will also be exported. I mean, the caliber that we have, I note in the lineup, we have Osbongile Ngoma, who are going to be part of the festival. And of course, the 2020 Standard Bank Young Artist Award winners will also be part of the festival, and have had the opportunity to expand their repertoire and bring new material to the festival. We're looking forward to seeing how they deliver their performances, which we know will always be stellar based on past experience. We need to also acknowledge the lovers of art, those who buy tickets, and thank them for the patronage, the continued patronage. They make it worthwhile for us. We are affirmed in our position as an investor in the arts by their response, their love, and their repeat purchase of tickets. We encourage them to continue on that, to continue supporting the arts, because without them, there isn't an audience and there isn't an appreciation for the work that the talent, the artists themselves have produced. To the artists, really, thank you again for your resilience, for adapting to ever-changing conditions, and to never drop in the proverbial ball, to make sure that the quality is retained. And when you are asked to adjust your plans to suit the changing conditions, you don't even ask why. You are more than ready to do that. And we just appreciate your resilience and your commitment to your craft. We do hope that that we are virtual is not a discouragement on you, but rather fuel to your creative spirit, that you can continue to bring yourselves and your incredible talent to all of us to enjoy. And for placing and keeping South African arts in the international spotlight. I mean, if last year's statistics are anything to go by, and Mr. Dayimani did allude to that, those who get to experience the National Arts Festival become invested. They become the fans. They are repeat attendees of the festival. We appreciate them for continuing to support, and we saw that we received support and audiences from new countries that had not previously experienced the National Arts Festival. We hope that continuing at a virtual level will also bring us even more new audiences to the fore. With that, I just would like to wish everyone all the very best as we kick off the virtual National Arts Festival. I think we're going to be glued to our screens as we are spoiled for options, not knowing which to watch and when to watch. There just aren't enough hours in the day for us to be able to experience and appreciate the talent that you will be sharing with us. But to you, Monica, to the Eastern Cape Province, and everyone involved, a massive gratitude for your resilience and for continuing to bring us quality. South Africa appreciates that, and I do know that our talent do appreciate that. Yeah, we're looking forward to having amazing everywhere, whether it is in our lounges or our dining rooms, but we certainly appreciate taking amazing beyond just Makhanda into other towns. I think I would also need to acknowledge the venues in Durban, Cape Town, and Johannesburg that have been so accommodating, where when we ventured out to present the Standard Bank Presents part of the festival, which is intended to bring a taste of Makhanda to other provinces. The parts that we got to enjoy physically and of course in hybrid format, were really a delight to observe. And we appreciate your rising to the occasion and supporting our effort to take the arts everywhere. We're very proud to be a sponsor and a partner to the National Arts Festival, and we wish everyone all the very best for an amazing extended festival that we will continue to enjoy in the privacy of our homes. And with that, we're looking forward to seeing what it can be, and appreciating the talent that we have in South Africa. And of course, the global talent that continues to grace us with their talent at the Standard Bank Jazz Festival. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Des. And yeah, we're going to miss you, but we will be raising our glass again and again to Standard Bank, and of course your incredible team that continue to support us so well. And greetings to you and the bank from Makhanda. We will miss you, but we make an appointment next year. So next on our program, we have with us Councillor Mzukisi Mphalwa, the mayor of the city of Makhanda and Makhanda municipality. Welcome, sir. It is a bittersweet day, I think, for all of us. We had such ambitious plans, but at the end of the day, the NAF is still here. You are our host city, and it's wonderful to have you with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. First, to the Honorable MEC for the Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture in the Eastern Cape, Honorable Nkomonye Vuyani. The Chairperson of the National Arts Festival Board, Mr. Ayanda Mjekula. The CEO of the National Arts Festival, Ms. Monica Newton. The CEO of the Eastern Cape Tourism Parks, Mr. Vuyani Dayimani, Ms. Desiree Pooe, Standard Bank, the sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me also appreciate the opportunity to have a few words during this very special session of the opening of the 2021 National Arts Festival. In 1974, the then called Grahamstown gave birth to this iconic National Arts Festival. 47 years later, this festival is standing strong and growing. As the Makhanda municipality, and Makhanda in particular, we have no plan to abort this adult at this stage. As I said before, when you speak of the National Arts Festival in South Africa, you cannot forget to speak of Makhanda. These two are symbiotic twins. We are together, and we have no intention of a divorce anytime soon. So, whilst we had hoped that we will have a hybrid festival this year, we understand the decision by the president, because the important thing is to protect the lives. So we accept that, but also we understand that the livelihood of the artists, notwithstanding, is also guaranteed, because they will still be performing virtually. So I'm also advised that the festival this time around will be taking place in some cities, and it will also be streamlined some of the activities. Much as we would have loved to welcome each and every artist to our city and every visitor, we accept the fact that we are going to have a virtual festival this year. And I also want to assure the chairperson of the National Arts Festival, Mr. Mjekula, that we are working flat out, sir, to ensure that we address the historical infrastructural backlogs in our city, because we understand what this festival means to the city. This festival is the gold of the city. This festival is the diamond of the city. There is no way that we can be able to do anything that will do harm to this festival. We are working flat out to make sure that we deal with the water challenges. We are working flat out that we ensure that we are dealing with the potholes. Right now, we have a project of 18 million rands currently underway to resurface 4 of the major CPT cities to make sure that we are dealing with these potholes, not only in the CPD, but also in the township as well. We are having very serious projects, assisted, of course, by the provincial department and the national department because of the challenges of finances that we are having as a municipality. But I would like to assure everyone that we are not sitting on our laurels. We are working flat out to make sure that we deal with all of these historical infrastructural projects, whether they relate to water, whether they relate to the roads, whether they relate to the sewer. We are working flat out, and thanks to our government that is assisting us. So lastly, I just want to assure you, colleagues in this panel, that there is that other iconic building called the Dakawa, which has been in disrepute. We are having big plans for that particular facility, because that's a facility that belongs to the artists. Working together with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, we have got big plans. We are going to announce those plans once they come to fruition. Just watch the space. Thank you very much, Chair, for the opportunity. Thank you very much to everyone present here.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for those kind and encouraging words. The National Arts Festival is indeed a national treasure. And of course, we are thrilled about the plans that are in place, and of course, the work that we see going on in the city of Makhanda, which is where we live, which is where our heart is, and will continue to be. So thank you very much for joining us today. We've had some lovely messages coming through from Facebook. Thank you so much, everybody, for your warm wishes. And of course, we couldn't do this without the work of our artists, our technicians, our audiences. As all of our speakers have said, it really does take a nation to raise the National Arts Festival. We've had some questions from the media, largely about the National Arts Festival. So I'll just go through those. A question from Sabu to say, have there been any advantages to the National Arts Festival being online as a result of the lockdown? And Sbu, in many respects, yes, because we've not only adjusted both as artists, technicians, as the festival to a new reality, and as MEC pointed out, very rapidly adopted technology to create new works and to find audiences in new places, both locally and abroad. We have also, by taking the festival online, continued to ensure income opportunities for artists, technicians, and creatives who are part of the bigger ecosystem of the National Arts Festival. And of course, we imagine going forward that because of the success of the online work that we've been doing, this will always be part of our business model and our revenue model going forward. Ayanda, chairperson of the NAF, spoke a bit about our plans to essentially become something that happens all year round. And of course, being online is a very, very important part of that. So there have definitely been benefits, but the National Arts Festival will now be a digital and live events company going forward. Thank you so much for the question. We've also had a question from Janet to say, what did we need to do to go online 100% with such short notice? Well, one of the things that we did learn, Janet, in 2020 was how important it is to have a plan B. So we've always, in our risk mitigation strategy, had the notion that we would have to go online. Obviously, this year we had a very, very short space of time between 8 p.m. on the 15th of June to the 8th of July is not a lot of time to essentially plan to put the whole festival online. But we certainly have a great degree of skill. We have an extraordinary festival team of technicians and, of course, artists who are so willing to walk this journey with us. And that's been critical, is that partnership approach to how the National Arts Festival delivered both the 2020 and the 2021 edition. It has been crazy. We've had to change and swap venues. We've had to bring in some additional teams. We are now capturing the exhibitions that have been installed with 360-degree cameras. It's been a really, really long technical and complicated technical journey. But our team is more than up to the challenge, and we are professionals at this. So you can definitely rely on the fact that there will be both quality and diversity in the work that we present. We, of course, were also very fortunate to have the opportunity through the Standard Bank Presents platform to be working in other cities so that we could, in fact, have a head start. A lot of the work that we did with the Standard Bank Presents platform was, of course, recorded for video on demand because there was always going to be an online component to our hybrid festival. So yeah, our plan B really, really helped us out in a tight spot. We didn't think it was going to be quite so tight, but here we are, starting the National Arts Festival on the 8th of July. So thank you so much, everybody, for your questions. I hope that has answered them. I'm not sure if we will have any time for any more. We're just about on time. And I know that Des and a number of our other speakers have commitments. Unfortunately, we did hear from the National Department that they were called away, so they are not able to join us today. But of course, we appreciate their support and sponsorship nonetheless. So thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I see that there are no further questions that have come in. Again, extending our thanks to the media for joining us today, and we hope that we'll see you in our online world, and of course to audiences locally and across the world. We're looking forward to enjoying the National Arts Festival with you in 2021, 8 to 31 July. We'll be with you for the whole month. Thank you so much, everybody.